Thank you so much for joining us on Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents Road to the Future, where I'm guessing if you've been following us, you've seen that we've been profiling some of India's up and coming stars who we believe will be hitting it big time. Today, of course, I'm back in the city of Bengaluru alongside this beautiful Maruti Suzuki Swift as we're talking to Vrinda Dinesh, a hard-hitting batsman from Karnataka who was also the second most expensive player in the last WPL auctions.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
This is where you're born and brought up,
Yeah.
What I was reading about you, the entire family was into cricket.
Yes, yeah.
Who all were playing cricket when you were growing up?
My father,
Huh?
his father.
Okay.
My dad is the 8th child, so he's got 2 elder brothers, both of them, and my cousin. So all of them play cricket.
So it was a given
Yeah.
that you had to enter cricket.
Yes, it was a given.
You had no choice.
I had a choice.
In the sense that, I
Yeah.
mean, of course, they didn't force it upon you, but
Yeah.
the point is that you had cricket all around you.
Yes.
And that nothing but cricket was happening.
Yes, every time, everywhere, any family function, I would carry a bat.
Huh.
So we would just play cricket in the garage. And, everywhere, that happened everywhere, every time I was with my family.
Was there always something at the back of your mind that, listen, I think this is where I will be going, or this is the path that I will be taking?
No, I had no such idea. So I would just get into the streets, play a lot of gully cricket with the boys.
Mm.
It was my father who noticed this and put me into an academy for the summer. And that when I started that sport, when I started it professionally is when I started, thinking, this is something I can make a career out of.
Mm.
So until then, I had no clue, women's cricket was happening or I could join an academy. There were academies for cricket. It was my father who found this out really early and put me into an academy.
And were you did you take it like fish to water? Was it easy for you? Or were you the kind of kid who was saying, listen, I don't want to go on a couple of days. I don't want to wake up early in the morning.
No, that's never happened to me.
In sync always, huh?
Always. I love getting up early, working out. I just love early mornings.
So when you started going to academy, and you've mentioned in previous interviews as well, that coach Kiran Upar, is that the correct pronunciation?
Upur.
Kiran Upur has played a massive, massive role in your development
Yes.
as a cricketer. In what sense would that be?
So I think he's one of the best things that's happened to me. So there was this night where I wasn't. I had a few days where I wasn't picked or I was benched. So one night, I sent him a message. I was all feeling bad, a lot of emotions coming out. I sent him saying, I want to play cricket for a long time.
Yeah.
I want to play at the highest level. This is how I want to become. And a lot of such messages. I hadn't known him that well back then, but he took it personally, and he's ever since that day he's put in a lot of effort. He's made me the person I am today in terms of my character, in terms of my personality, my game. He looks after my overall.
But how did you come
health.
to sort of get introduced to him? Was
So,
it because of father, he put you in the academy and he was there?
Yeah, my father put me into 6th Cricket Academy. That's the Dravid Padukone Center.
Okay.
That's where I met Kiran Upur and Arjun Dev. So both of them together, but it was Kiran, so he's a batting coach. So that's where he spotted the talent in me. I was actually under a different coach, but then it was Sir who came and said, I will start looking after her. So it's been almost 6 years. I've been training with him for the last 6 years, and I didn't have a bat initially.
Okay.
I mean, cricket was on and off for me. There wasn't much income that I was earning. So he bought me a bat, and that's when I scored this 129 in a selection game. That's where things started changing. That's where I started believing that there's a lot more to me than I had previously.
Yeah.
And there was this time where people told me that I could only play test cricket. I mean, I love batting long.
Why would that be? Is it purely because you put a value to your wicket? You don't play those big expansive shots? Is that the reason?
Yeah, that was back then. I was also not very strong. I used to my game was built on a lot of singles and valuing wicket. I mean, staying there for longer.
Yeah.
And I told this to sir. I told him, see, they call me a test player, and I don't want to be just a test player. I want to play for the country in all 3 formats. So that's when we started working on my T20 game or the one-day format, and we worked on it for the last 5 years before the WPL auction happened. So yeah, it's been a constant help from him. That's been helping me improve, and it's also quite exciting to work with him. I wake up every morning thinking, you know what, today I'm going to do this. I have a match simulation, and there are days where in that match simulation I get out 10 times. I go home crying, weeping, but then I always come back as a better person. I'm ready to fight. It's what he taught me.
Just give us a sense of what, this is for the people watching, because so many people who are watching this are people who want to make it as a cricketer, or want to have a sense of what you guys do in terms of preparation. Match simulation would be, so you're going in the nets and he's saying, okay, you've got 10 balls, you've got so and so runs to make. Is that fine? Yeah, match simulation is you're batting in the center wicket, but it's not a match. It's like a match where they give you a scenario saying, say, itne balls mein you have to get so many runs. Say, for example, you are batting last 6 balls, you need to get 15 runs. And the field is set, and he sets the field. He knows my strong zones. So if I get a boundary over covers, then he's kept a fielder. Now I have to try something else to get a boundary. So those kind of situations I am put into, and it's not easy. Most of the time training is very difficult, and that's what makes it easier in the match. That's what sir has also taught me, that in training I cry. I cry almost every day. But when it comes to matches, I'm a lot more ready. Then just tell us a bit about in Hong Kong, the tournament where you were not slated to be part of the team, then you were part of the team, and then of course you ended up playing that innings in the final. Could you tell us a bit the story about that from before the tournament? What was happening, and of course how it went about? Yeah, so prior to the tournament we had a camp called the Emerging Players Camp for Under 23. Yeah. And that happened here in Bangalore. So in that camp we had a lot of nets, a lot of matches, a lot of match simulations where our coach Nushin ma'am and Apurva sir, they taught me a lot of tactics, like how to take on bowlers, especially in the T20 format. It's not all about going havoc 4s and 6s and everything. It's about being smart also. So we had a lot of such situations in the simulation situations in the camp that basically also prepped me up for what's coming forward, and I still use it. All those tricks in the WPL I did, even now I still do. That's how I still train. And so when I wasn't picked in the initial squad, but I was still prepping for the tournament. But how do you take, is rejection the right word? How do you take it? I mean, it was hard because I believed I was really good. And for me, and it's something, any opportunity where you can represent your country, you'd be really happy to take it and make good use of it, to do it for yourself, for your country, for the people you love. And when, I didn't get that opportunity at first, it really hit me. But I also took it as a motivation of, to get better. Once I wasn't picked, I went back to training the very next day. I'm like, no, I might get a chance. I always had this feeling that I still have an opportunity to go to Hong Kong, and my dear friend Yashashri got injured and I had to replace her. And that morning when I got a call saying, you'll be coming to Hong Kong, pack your bag, that evening I had to leave. I was so excited. Prior to that, Sir Kiran sir had also set up situations like, we were practicing on grass, like little grass at night. So because it was raining in Hong Kong, wickets were very slow and it was turning. So that kind of preparation we had, those 2-3 days of time during the tournament, that really helped me play in the finals. And the final, can you sort of walk us through the final? What was your mindset like before the final? And of course, once you were walking in to bat for the innings that you did. So before the final, I was there for 3 games, the semis, another league game, and versus Pakistan. Yeah, so I was supposed to play, I think, versus Pakistan the first game, but it got washed out. So then we had a practice session in the indoors, not even on the turf there or the conditions of Hong Kong. Yeah. And then the next 2 games also got washed out. And then I had
no experience. No, I don't know how the wicket's going to be. At least, you know, the girls who were there initially, they played a game. So they knew the conditions, they knew the weather, they knew the ground dimensions, they knew the wicket, everything. And on the day of the final, the day of the final, Apurva sir, during breakfast, he comes to me and says, we are playing. And I went mad. I didn't know what to say. So I sat on my breakfast table. I called my coach, like, sir, I'm playing. I don't know what to do. Please talk me through
Kiran
it.
Sir?
Yeah, Kiran sir.
Yeah.
Please talk me through it. And he said, you know, you've practiced, you've done your best. Here's your opportunity. Just go and play. And then in the bus, the journey to the ground, I'm listening to all sorts of God songs. I'm like, please help me, God. I don't know what to do. Please help me. And then we reach the ground. I'm like, okay, wait, this is it. This is your
That's
day.
pressure, right?
That's
is that pressure or is that anticipation?
It was pressure. I couldn't move. I didn't want to warm up. I didn't want the toss to happen. I didn't want, after winning the toss, I didn't want to bat first. So at least get to know the conditions, get to know the wicket. But then Shweta wins the toss and then we bat first. I'm like, and then it was my turn to walk in. I'm like, okay, this is it. Whatever happens, happens. You either make your career or break your career here. Just go play. And then I'm all nervous and shaky facing the first ball. And then I hit it. I play a good on drive. I'm like, okay, that's a good start. And then I got this edge 4. I'm like, okay, now I'm in. Now I'm in. Now I can just play. And you know, that's how it went.
You know, I was lucky enough to spend time on a tour at Gaunt and Viv Richards and Sunny Gaskar was sitting and we were all chatting and whatever. And they were talking about their time in county cricket. And they were saying that first connection with the ball, that sort of paves your way.
Yeah.
It's there. You know you're on or you're off right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that first connection told you that this is going to be your day?
Yeah, that's going to be my day. That on drive, I'm like, on drive is basically one of the tough shots to play. And I'm like, whoa, good shot. Okay. It looks like your day today. We keep
and
going.
It's crazy how then the mind and the body takes over, right?
Yes,
completely.
that's true.
And then post that innings, what were some of the congratulatory messages that you got? I'm guessing father would have been the first one.
Yeah, my father was the first one. My phone was filled with a lot of messages. Like the first time in my life. And my phone was hanging. My iPhone was hanging. So that's how many messages I got.
Was it overwhelming?
Yeah, it was overwhelming. It was very touchy also. I think I cried.
Okay.
So like after we received the trophy and everything, I cried. I'm like, I couldn't believe what happened. And I was so happy. My parents were so happy. I still don't know what to say. I don't know no words come out of it.
Because if you thought that was an exciting story, now comes the WPL auctions. You are busy practicing somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You're here in Karnataka.
No, I was in Raipur.
You were in Raipur, but you know the auction is happening. Your name is there. And then of course everything happens the way it happens. I think 1.2 CR?
3.
1.3 CR. When did you get to know about this?
So we were.
And how different was that reaction as opposed to the reaction after Hong Kong and that,
This reaction obviously was a lot more joyful for my parents because I hadn't played the first WPL and we were all working towards playing this WPL, and when that happened, they were overjoyed. They just wanted me to be a part of WPL. We never expected we would get 1.3 crores, but when they heard that,
what was base price?
10 lakhs.
Whoa! So basically the entire house was bidding for you?
Yeah.
Was that what happened?
Yeah, there were about 3-4 teams bidding for me.
And did you see that happening or you didn't see any of that? Or you saw it later on?
I saw it later on. I was at practice. It was my teammates who came and they burst out the information.
But you would have known that the auction is happening and you could have skipped practice to watch that. Did that cross your mind? You said no, practice is practice.
Too many nerves to watch that. I just couldn't. So I rather put my mind into training.
Oof. I never take, and everyone has a different way of looking at it. I don't take money too seriously in life because there's so many more things to life. But of course, money is money. 1.3 CR. Did it straight away because you're a young girl as well.
Yeah.
They straight away say, "No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that."
Yeah, that was all there. It didn't go away for a week, and then my coach has to ask me to stop. Said, "Stop thinking about the money."
Just tell us what that first day was like. Professional cricket, you're seeing some of the top international players. Alyssa Healy, I think.
Yeah,
She's one of them as well. What was that first day like? Those first few days, in fact.
Yeah.
When you joined up with the UP Warriors?
So when I joined the franchise, it felt very safe, very happy, joyful environment to play in. This is my first experience. So when I enter that place, the vibe itself, it's a different thing. Here you have the freedom to do anything you want, the way you want to play, and the
So
thing.
you've been treated like professional, mature cricketers, basically.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, we were treated as professional, mature cricketers. We were given whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And when I met Elisa, Deepti, Sophie, they're all very competitive cricketers. It's quite amazing to see how they play that level of cricket with so much confidence. So when I entered the field, I was all nervous and like ye kya hoga, ye kiya to ye kya hoga, and all sorts of questions in my head. But when I looked at them, they were ready. And like, I know where my first ball is going to land. And Alisa, like, I know how I'm going to play the first ball. So that kind of confidence really hit me. I'm like, man, they're really confident people. Yeah.
But there's years of work and years
it.
of playing that stage that brings out that confidence in you, right?
That is
I'm
true.
guessing you're going to be completely different when you go in for season 2.
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
And is there a moment in that season where you sort of felt like, this is what the real time is all about? This is what big time cricket is all about? Was there a moment on the field, off the field, that sort of gave you a sense that this is the step up? This is where you need to play now?
Yeah, so I felt, that I belonged in international cricket when I played the ACC Cup. And when I met Elisa Healy and all of them, the way they play the game, how professional they are, that's where it hit me like, this is how you should be. This is how you should be playing the sport. This is how the sport is played. So that's when it hit me that.
Is there something you picked up from her? Just by, maybe not speaking to her, but just observing her. You said that she was ready. She knew exactly what was going to happen. She was expecting it. Other than that, off the field?
She's a very joyful person. I mean, everybody in UP, in the franchise who I play cricket with, they're all very, very joyful. So they have a lot of fun off field. We dance a lot, party a lot, play games till 3 a.m. But when it's match time, they're ready for ball. So that's something I learned. I mean, they take cricket seriously, yeah, but when it's time to play cricket. Otherwise, just going about life, happy, enjoying life, seeing things roaming around Bangalore. That's something I wouldn't do normally on a tour, but now I'm trying to inculcate it, trying to be a lot more joyful about things in life. And then when it's time for cricket, you're ready.
Have people started recognizing you? And are you getting used to it? Because it's only going to grow.
Yeah.
It's not going to go any lower than this.
Yeah,
it's only going to go up and up and up.
There are people who recognize me, especially in the cricket field, like girls from different states. Not the common people yet, probably, but there are people who come and ask for
amongst your peers.
Pictures. Yeah.
Oh, pictures and all, huh?
Yeah, pictures.
So have you upped your selfie game?
I'm trying to figure out which is the right side.
For all the young cricketers, budding cricketers, who are watching this with dreams in their eyes and which you once had in your eyes, and we hope that dream never stops.
Yes.
What would your advice be to all these young kids watching right now?
I would say, I would quote Virat Kohli: self-belief and hard work always earns you success. And in terms of what I've experienced until now, it's really important to have patience. Keep working hard, keep putting in the yards, your time will come.
Is Virat Kohli a role model?
A big role model.
And is it technicality, the whole package?
The whole package is the way he's dedicated to cricket, his determination, his thing of always trying to be the best. All those things excite me.
Wow. And with that, it's a wrap on this season of Maruti Suzuki Arena presents Road to the Future. We hope you enjoyed my conversation with some of India's up-and-coming stars. Do track them as they're clearly going to hit the big time. That's it from me on this season as I'm signing off alongside this beautiful Maruti Suzuki Swift. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.